So this we did not get to finish yesterday. And then on your homework, which we're going to talk about, you had a question about this. So I don't really care if we check your homework first or do this first. It might be good to check your homework first and then talk about how then that led Colin to emailing me last night. So if you pull out your 733.
No.
I gave out the closure yesterday, but we're going to do some of it today in class. It says closure at the top.
It says closure.
Okay, bro.
Hey, bro,
Yeah, I'm out. Like, we're all out.
Oh,
I got a mechanical I can loan you. Who else wasn't here yesterday?
Patrick.
Oh.
You just didn't get the closure. Anybody else not here yesterday?
I'll take a long.
Oh, Gus. Here, except now you guys are getting into my supply of math counts 10 minutes.
Oh, can I pick one?
No!
Some of the special, they're special.
Okay.
They're very special.
General note. Y'all need to stock your binders with pencils. This is becoming a huge issue.
I do.
So you need to stock your binders. Alright. Refocusing. Thank you, Anna. Hey, Colin, will you throw that door shut back there? Refocusing. Get out your 733 homework. Although we're not going to say that it's due till tomorrow, I would like to discuss questions today, because I know a lot of you try the homework as soon as you have it. So this frequency table is not just a frequency table. Colin, would you like to talk about why this is not just a frequency table? I'm not meaning to put you on the spot, but...
Well, it's because it's got percentages, because the regular frequency table is just numbers, and because you have a condition that you're getting a percent by, so like if you're trying to find out it's an association between two prices and the number of highly efficient truck purchases, so you have to see like how many colors of purchase between the two different.
So when we look across this table, we notice, like, if I try to add these across here, that only gets like 2%. But if I add, yes, 2.1. If I add this way, I get my 100%. So this sort of thing led Colin to emailing me last night because he was looking up, wow, guys, using Google. What a crazy thought. So he was trying to look up what's a relative frequency table, what's a conditional relative frequency table, because we didn't get to finish our lesson yesterday. What you maybe got down, maybe not, was that on the back where it says conditional relative frequency table, a relative frequency table, this is your worksheet, not your homework, but relative makes everything percents. Because what it does is it makes it relative to 100%. So instead of including all the numbers, all the counts, all the individual people, we turn our numbers into percents. But then it gets even more complicated, as Colin figured out through just Googling. Because, guys, unless you Google very specifically or follow a link, Grant, you with me? Because I don't think so. You're about to start doodling on your binder. Unless you Google really specifically, all you end up with is a bunch of examples that may or may not agree with each other. Because, guys, this literally pulls from YouTube videos. It pulls from websites. It pulls from, like, lots of places that may not be accurate. So, the first thing you need to know is relative frequency table converts to percents. Colin, you want to talk about the conditional part of it, or you want me to keep going? Okay, so we'll come back to this after we look at your homework a little bit more. Questions on 110? Because I know these answers are pretty big. So we'll talk about this again tomorrow. I just wanted to look at it for a little bit. Anna?
relative frequency table is, and then when you're not considered conditional.
So this maybe we should probably just go to the worksheet first. Maybe I'm realizing this should happen first. So there is a new sports bar hitting the market. Yeah, really.
What's sports bar?
Mighty bars, force bars, and strength bars. They're all made by the same company, right? So you're deciding, do I want to get a mighty bar, force bar, strength bar to eat like between school and practice, right? You're looking at some data and you're deciding which bar to get. So this is on your worksheet, right? The thing that at the top says will be collected. Hint, hint, cough, cough. Will be collected. Brenda, you probably need one of these.
Oh, I'll give you this.
Oh my god, you had to handwrite it.
Yes.
Can you
Can I
what?
just give you this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I tried to be nice to everybody else and just give them the worksheet, but
I wasn't here and had to watch the video.
I appreciate the extra effort. So, a relative frequency table, as we just said, displays the percents in a table instead of a bar graph. It's percents. Hey, why are there people talking at the same time as me? If you want to come teach, you can. If you know what we're doing and you know how to teach it. Otherwise, yeah, I'm tempted to not.
But then I remembered I wasn't paying attention.
Oh. So, we want to take this frequency tape. Hey, Max, that means you're not talking at the same time as me then. We want to take this frequency table and turn it into a relative frequency table. But to do that, we have to ask ourselves, where should the 100% go here? So would I be wanting to compare all of the low blood sugar data with each other? Or do I want to compare Mighty Bar low blood sugar versus high blood sugar?
Yes.
Jordan? Yeah, we want to talk about Mighty Bar and say, well, what percent of it gets low blood sugar, people that ate the Mighty Bar, and what percent of people that ate the Mighty Bar end up with high blood sugar? So take this table, and we're going to make our 100% be column totals. This is where you get into the difference of whether you want a row total, like we did with the corn yesterday. We did row total. Now we're going to column total. So convert this table into a relative frequency table on your paper. Then we can bar graph each of the different bars. See what I did
Oh, we
there?
have to do the math.
Bar graph with the
Oh,
bars.
we have to do the math.
Wow, I hate you.
The monster.
I don't hate you, that's a lie.
It took a little bit, like one night, so at the beginning of the year, and now I just really like making terrible jokes.
Mr. Hudson, I think this actually horsepower is easier to do than jenga.
Why do you figure that?
Because it's
Hey, you should divide up.
no, I think here I just the next thing to divide by.
Yeah, it turns into 500, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. To do percents, you have to always divide by whole, right? So you first have to figure out the whole. Did you figure out your holes yet? So Patrick just pointed out we got to figure out our totals. Max, you doing this? You need me to babysit.
No, he just made a rude comment.
Yeah, but also I don't see anything else written on the paper. So we got to figure out our row totals.
I think it's 25.
Then we got to use those row totals to convert to percents.
No.
Oh, no, he didn't. So it's.
I have a question.
Oh,
You were supposed to check
Oh,
one.
you get 10% or something. Don't you?
for the first time it
Yeah, exactly. So what's your
Oh, you already figured it out.
If I were you, I would write it.
28.
Alright, I'll try to get that green and update it this evening.
You want part, yeah.
and then you multiply by
I'm rounding.
If you multiply by 100.
Yeah, no, I'm rounding.
All
Round down.
not total. Yeah, so we need to put, we essentially need to add a row for the totals.
Yeah, for this one. The other one.
And you forget which way to round.
If your first step was not adding, I think you went the wrong way.
Our first step is adding.
If your first step was not adding them, I think you went the wrong way. Somebody help me with math. What's the strength bar add up to?
350.
350?
Oh, I had to do that.
Yes, sir.
It's 350.2. What?
So this,
It did it again.
I did it again. It's the ghost, man.
It's going to
The ghost. This is the question we're trying to answer. Is there a relationship, an association between blood sugar level and which energy bar I chose? So obviously we don't have the same data for each of them. Seems like a lot more people wanted to try out our force bar.
Would that matter?
I did all of
Do you matter?
Yes.
That's the question we're going to talk about. Does it matter?
I did everything.
I would have tried
Make
that.
a bar graph.
Besides, I did all
You
of
had your hand down.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have cards for bar graph.
Yeah, because that's still a part and still a whole. But the other thing that we should say is if that's 20%, what percent should that be? Yeah, they're complementary.
Just cut. What should we do now?
Make bar graphs out of that data. See the open bar graphs at the bottom there? You got no room to complain because I made your life as easy as I can. I gave you all the setup.
I would have tried the mighty bar. That sounds cool.
Alright, so, glance up here if you would like. What I was just chatting with my group up here about is that when I divide these and I get 20% here, Mighty Bar works out nice numbers. What I also know is I'm totaling up the column, which means there's actually 100% down here. So what does this percent have to be? It's the complement, right? We talked about that word gets used a lot in math. It's the rest, right? The rest of that situation. Might as well go random cards because it's more fun. Maddie, what percent did you get for force bar low blood sugar? 18. Which means its complement would have to be 82. Depends on how you rounded. Right? If rounding was necessary. I'm not sure if it was or not. And then strength bar, let's go. Brenda, what'd you get for your percent low blood sugar of strength bar? 1,000.
So I'm not here. 19%.
19%? So then
Oh, did it?
81%.
Sorry, Connor.
5 seconds.
Actually, 6.7 seconds.
So, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Do I have 300% here?
No.
No. So this is where Googling this stuff can get confusing. We have chosen to make this a column total table. Column total. We went down the columns as opposed to rows that go across, right? Columns go up and down. Right? Columns hold up buildings, right? Columns support buildings. Columns. Column. I realize with a mask on, I should write there. A column goes up and down. We did column totals. Sorry, I realized that could have been confusing because Colin and I were talking at the beginning of class. So we're making 100% in each of these. But there are situations where you want to compare both the one variable or the one thing that's changing, the other, and do the entire table, and your 100% ends up out here in the total of all the totals. And that's where, so if you look at what Colin sent me, you can do it, Anna, you're fine. So this table right here was a row total table, and then they totaled up these and said 200 here, but also I believe if they go across here, that might also equal 200. But this one that I can't click on because he sent me screenshots. But this one, if you total everything up, you get 100 at the bottom because 48% were male, 52% were female. But if you look at the other, like, survey question, 36% played baseball, 31% played basketball, and 33% played football. If we look at all the boys and girls and all the sports together, that's 100%. So there are different types of conditional tables.
Isn't that the same thing?
Brenda, thank you for raising your hand and not just shouting things out.
What are we doing for our conditional table? Are we making another row to the side, which is the 100?
Nope, all we care about is these three things. The only thing that we're asking about is look at Mighty Bar. See, does it raise or lower blood sugar compared to Force Bar, compared to Strength Bar? So if I come down here, this is going to be like this tall versus my 80%. If you're drumming, you're not helping right now.
Sorry.
Jordan, do you have any observation here about which bar you would choose? Yeah. Or what do you think? So actually, really, the question that we're asking, and I'll give you guys a couple minutes to talk with each other first. Here's our question, right? Is there an association between blood sugar level and choice of energy bar? So chat with each other. Does which energy bar you choose matter? Chat with your team.
Wait, Mr. Hudson. For the
Talk
strength,
with your team.
actually, no, but I have a question. The strength part, I got 18. Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, they just rounded it near a nice percent.
You want to lower your blood sugar or higher your blood sugar?
Doesn't matter. That's not the question. The question is, if I'm picking one of those bars to eat, is there an association between blood sugar level and choice of energy? We're not saying, do I eat an energy bar or not? I'm going to pick one of those. Is there an association? And then you can decide, do you want high or low?
We don't know why we're eating the energy bar.
Because you need some energy. You're going to track practice.
That's true. Oh, trust me, I know how that is. That's okay. Okay, well, we know why we're eating it. But still. These look exactly. I mean, it looks exactly.
2%. Is that
I mean, it depends on how you're looking at it on a bigger scale. I mean, if you're looking at it in scales of like low percentage, it's not very much. Oh, that's true. These are closer.
That was so much better. Lily, what's your team think? Is there an association between which energy bar we choose and what's going to happen with blood sugar?
You're going to get higher blood sugar regardless.
What do you mean?
Like the chance, basically for all of them, the chances of your blood sugar being raised are about 80%. So like there is an association, like your best bet is probably Mighty Bar, but it's only like it's not that far away from the others.
All right. You're absolutely right, and we're going to get Connection Z for a second. Okay? We're going to get Connection Z for a second. Sorry, Amelia, what's up? You seem distraught.
I was just confused why you said Mighty Bar would be your best bet because
Who said that?
Lily, because it would be Force Bar. That's 82%.
Well,
higher than 80.
So this comes down to also, like, we don't know exactly what our intention is here. We're not saying that high blood sugar is a bad thing, because if you're about to work out and you're about to burn a bunch of energy, like, sugar is energy. So, like, that's not necessarily a bad thing, and it's energy bars, right? So, like, if we look at, here, for example, I've got this Built bar. It's chocolate chip cookie dough. It's awesome. And we look at the sugars in it. There are 6 grams of sugar. I know you might not be able to see it. 5 grams of added sugars. That's going to give me 10% of the sugar that I'm supposed to have today. Ooh, it's got a decent amount of fiber. It's going to help me poop.
Yeah.
It's got 30% of protein because that's a protein bar, right? So, like, if I eat this, it's going to raise my protein. But that's the point,
Yeah.
right? So, all because we're doing this and saying, ooh, 80%, those are high, like that's a lot of people. Well, maybe that's the point.
Yeah.
Maybe the bars are supposed to raise your blood sugar.
I wasn't trying to argue with that. I was just wondering, like, because I thought that was what's supposed to happen. So I was wondering why Lily said 80 because you want the higher blood sugar, so you want the 82%.
So it depends what we're asking, right, or what we're trying to do.
I personally don't work out, and I usually just like eat the bars for fun. I eat the Clif bars because
You're a kid, and you can eat whatever you want right now, and it really doesn't matter all that much. When you get older, it matters a bit more. Jordan? Dude, I have so many snacks over here, you got no idea. So,
I can see 4 right now.
if you're ready to be even more confused.
No.
Yeah.
No.
None of this is on your mastery. Calm down.
Yay!
This is intro. So, check it. Stop. Hey, chill for a second. Guys, we're going to play Jenga if we get to it, but right now you're sure seeming like we're never going to get to it.
Everyone shut up.
The other way we could take this table, but in this situation it might not matter, is they tell us we had 1,000 volunteers total. So if I total up all of these numbers, the total of the entire table is 1,000. I can then use that number as my 100%, and I can turn this entire table into a conditional relative frequency table where I have row totals and column totals, and all of the column totals add up to 100%. All of the row totals add up to 100%. But it all depends on what you're trying to communicate. Can you stop? Do you need to leave for a minute? If you need to take a lap, take a lap. But I can't keep handling what you're doing. No, and you're not helping either in this moment. Yeah, I don't know if you can play Jenga with us, man. So, if I total up my 30, 91, and 66, that'd be some percent out here that's obviously not 100. Same with these numbers would be not 100, but when I add them, I'd get 100%. Same thing if I did my column totals. So the same data, this is what I knew I could not communicate through an email to Colin. The same data, the same table can be turned into a row total, a column total, or a bivariate where we do both. And we do the total of the entire table. It all depends on how you're trying to communicate your data. Anna.
So should we fill in like the conditional relative frequency table, like the definition for it?
So where we turn into conditional is what's our question, right? What question are we trying to answer? Which here is there an association between blood sugar level and choice of energy bar? So we wanted to compare mighty bar to force bar to strength bar. We're comparing. So that's why we chose column total. Versus if we look at boys and girls and what sports they're in, I could be comparing the sports with each other. I could be comparing boys and girls with each other. I could just be looking at all of the data of our school to try to just say some things like in a pamphlet, right? Where we say, oh, and 23% of Phoenix students do whatever, right? So we're going to do more with this. This is just your first intro. And that's why it's confusing. Because we're just starting the learning process. Okay, so this will get collected, but not today, because we're going to keep it as a reference page right now. So, when you go to do your homework, and we look at like 111, pull your homework back out if you put it away. I don't know where mine is. I need to see the question again.
I see you try it.
So here, when we look at the relative frequency table we created, we're grouping less than 7 hours. This makes 100%. 7 to 9 hours, this makes 100%. At least 10 hours, this makes 100%. So this is a row total. Brenda?
So when it says just make conditional relative frequency table, we just made that or that.
So,
We just make the relative frequency table conditional is the percentage one, so you want to say the percentages. Correct?
and how we choose what percent, yes, and how we choose what percentages we're making is the thing that we are comparing. Hours of sleep and memory. So, can anyone formalize this for me and say what we did to turn this into our 100%, 100%, 100%? This tells us how to group. So this says group your data in hours of sleep. So this is 100% of our group for hours of sleep. This is 100% for hours of sleep, and this is 100% for hours of sleep. Then we ask the question, what impact is memory getting from that hours of sleep? So when we convert this into this, we can say, well, less than 7 hours of sleep, your memory's pretty bad. You only 4% of people. Some of you need to hear this because you don't sleep at night. If you get 7 to 9 hours of sleep, about 10% remembered all of the items. And if you got at least 10 hours of sleep, 20% of them remembered all 10 items.
Kind of sounds like people have bad memories to start, though.
I mean, 10 items is a lot to remember.
It is true.
So that it's in the video, there's the rest of the answers, so you can go back and check the video later if you're trying to verify answers. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. We're really not split even. Pack all your stuff up, but keep your closure out. Pack all your stuff up, but keep your closure out. And your pencil. Good call. We are going to go back of the room, south and north, right? Because that's north, that's south. Yes. I know. Oh, thank you. I get what you mean now. So wait, whose team is that? We don't have time for team names. You guys just got to keep track of your scores at your desks or whatever. So that was... Hang on just a second. I got to put a problem up there. You guys... Gust, are you being helpful?
Yeah.
Gust, if you would like to continue coming to math lunch, work with me, not against me. Grant, give us a number. 7. What is the slope? What is the y-intercept? And what is the complete rule of that line?
I have a suggestion. I think we should leave that not over here because if it falls in, it falls in yourself, but over so it's not in the middle of the screen. That's a suggestion. We don't have to. We don't have. I'm sorry, we don't have to.
What have you done, Brenda?
Good ideas. Well, it's only in the way because you guys made me make it so tall.
Mr. Hudson, stop.
What?
Wait, what's
I
going on
didn't do
now?
this, you did it. Then you made me make it even taller because you kidnapped the block and made me make more 2. Or more 2.
More 2. More 2. The boy, Mr. Hudson. It's the
Where
board
do I
barrier.
put this? Where is
I don't know.
it's middle of the room? It's in the way no matter what.
Just put right in front of Brenda.
The more destructive.
I hate you, Jordan. Thanks.
There you go,
At your
Brenda.
service.
No, I didn't. I mean,
I'm having such a great time with it.
You guys got 30 seconds. 30 seconds unless you tell me you're ready right now.
Does everyone have now? We're ready.
I do need to roll the die again to see who goes second. Where did I put the die?
Yeah, we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll say that.
Yeah!
You guys will go second, so Maddie's team is second. Alright, so Grant, since you chose the number, you are not the answer master. Renal, give me the slope, the y-intercept. Really, you can just tell me the rule, and that tells me both. 2.5x plus 10. Maddie's team, what do you think? You agree or disagree? Yeah, because that's right. So send somebody up. You guys are keeping track of your score at your team, because we don't have time right now. Maddie's team. Jake, give me a number. There is up to 14, by the way. You've only seen 2 of the problems, so be careful assuming things.
Take out. Wait, you took out middle block. It's 5
5s
plus
and 3s. Right, 5s and 3s. Yep. Yeah, so they we've done Jenga before, so that's why it was just like chaos. I'm like, just do it. We've spent like whole class days on it and getting set up with the procedures. So they should know the scoring. They should know all the whatever. So if they knock down the tower, it's negative 10 points. They're allowed to use 2 hands to get the Jenga block out, but they only have so much time to do it. Outer blocks are worth more than middle blocks. So hey, you guys know you only got 3 on that one, right? Because you took a middle block. Outer blocks are 5.
Yeah, like
Outers are 5. Middles are 3.
don't you get like 4 for complete the question, or does that not count?
I forget.
I don't remember. Like that's why I was just asking.
It whatever. Like it doesn't matter
Humanity has descended to chaos.
as long as we're all doing the same thing. Yeah, 4 for the answer. So you guys got 7 points.
Okay.
Does anything matter at this point? This year to end this week.
What's that? Yeah. So if you want it, I can send it to you. One of my friends sent it to me like a long time ago. Actually, I may have made this one. One of my friends sent me like a Family Feud one and like a Jeopardy one. I think I made this one actually just a long time ago. Because now that I think about all the different hyperlinks and stuff, so this was really meant to be that the scoreboard would be up here, but then that just took too long because then I'd have to leave this slide up while they wrote on it. So we normally do scoreboard on one of the dry erase boards. There's just no time today.
So does everybody answer the points if they get it right?
Yeah, so like here we go. So Brenda!
Yes.
No, this is the wrong team.
Yeah, our team.
Gust! Do you guys have the rule yet?
Yeah.
Have you verified it with your team?
Yes.
Alright, what does your team believe the rule to be?
3x minus 6.
That is correct. So you guys get 4 points for the question. Either 3 or 5.
Wait, it says complete the table.
No.
Fail.
Hey Colin, are you helping or not?
Yes, they are. Oh, yeah. I was thinking.
Yeah.
Walter, give me a number.
How many points do we get for that?
I guess I thought it was like.
9.
Yeah, you get 9 if it was an outside block. Walter, number.
Wait.
8.
7.
Solve for X.
Thanks for helping.
Solve for X.
What problem is this?
Doesn't matter. Well, I mean, you can find it if you want, but
It's 7.
it's the problem that's on your board.
It's 7.
You know that, Jordan. That's not news to you. Jordan's also the one who made my DJ Hubcap hat, so he gets a little bit of extra.
That was so nice.
And I'm impressed.
And Max and I are just bros. We might have time for one more after this. We'll see. You guys can just yell at me when you get your answer and agree on it. I mean, the team whose problem this is. So, if all these rules are actually listed out, so the first time we play through this, we read through all the rules. So I've changed it a little bit that whoever chooses the number is not the person who's going to give me the answer. So the whole team has to be discussing so that all of them are ready to give the answer.
The team whose turn it is gets the points?
Correct. Yeah. And really, it wouldn't matter as long as we do it evenly. So we just decided there's less math to do if we just okay. But, so if they get it wrong, other teams can steal it and I just randomly flip a coin or roll or something. So there's our points where I just wanted to make it a little bit complicated. It's just not, 1 point, 2 points, whatever. And this has been tweaked over the years. We think this is the most fair point system there is. The fine print, like every year I've been teaching. So probably not very much my first year teaching because some years I feel like I've spent too much time on review games, and then other years I don't do it very much, and I feel like the kids miss out on this community type thing. Brenda's team, you got 30 seconds. No, it's naturally near the end of the chapter. So this chapter ended really weird, kind of like what I said to you in the email.
Yeah.
I already gave them the end of chapter test that they didn't need to finish. They did that while I was at Ross Air Hospital on Tuesday.
Okay.
So then yesterday, we did the last lesson in the chapter, but really that lesson leads to the next chapter.
Okay.
So this is the closure activities, which is a spattering of problems from the whole chapter. And I took the closure and put it into my review game. So they've got it on the worksheet, but it's also in the review game. No, wrong team. Why? All right, my cards are in the wrong place. Anna, do you guys have an answer for what X is? That is correct. Send somebody up. Amelia, give me a number.
It's our turn.
What?
Yeah, because we went first, then Jake goes, then we, then...
Did they? Oh, have we all already gone? Sweet. All right. Max Wright, give me a number.
It's time to go.
Yeah, fine. If you guys want to go to language arts, go. You gotta go. Get it. We'll finish this tomorrow. We'll do more tomorrow. I don't know if we'll even take your mastery. You didn't win.
No, we tied with that team. We beat that team.
It's halftime. It's halftime. So
It's halftime.
you can. It's not due until Yo, we'll collect closure on Monday. So if you don't finish this tonight, whatever. We'll collect it on Monday. If you don't finish it tonight, it doesn't matter.
I believe I still have
See my finger around it. We all know it.
From what? What did you do that deserves a payment?
See ya.
that thing that would literally know what you were about to say.
Did I say I owed you candy?
Yes, you said I will give it to you later.
I don't know how much I trust you, because you could just come up here and say that I said something, and I trust you enough that I would just blindly trust you, but that makes me not trust you, because I know that I trust you.
But then it is fun, right?
I was trying to move it out.
Brenda kicked it. I'll have to show you the video.
No, but the thing is,
I gotta just put Jolly Ranchers in here. If you got it done, I don't really care. We just gotta wrap everything up. So if you don't have it done tomorrow, just let me know. I'm a little behind with getting grades up. It was gonna be, but then I just pushed stuff to tomorrow, and I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of less stress. So you gotta do it no matter what. I'm just trying not to stress you guys out. Yeah. You what? I did not. Sorry, I was playing chess with one of my friends. Yeah, he came over and why? What happened on Jeopardy? Someone who had been winning for a while? Ah. without the tower being ridiculously tall, the kids are really good. And it almost never falls. So that's why we had to make it taller, was to actually make it a fun game.
One time it actually did fall over and super.
Super dramatic.
It definitely fell on someone.
So Brenda does Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Brenda's done the coolest thing anyone's ever done with the Jenga tower.
I also took a block because it was one on the top, and I told him I was one, so I took a block. I didn't write none.
And then I left that at her locker because she wasn't here that day.
Yeah, I was absolutely.
Thank you very much. I'm going to just leave these right here because we're playing tomorrow.
Quick question.
Yes.
Mastering.
Which?
The one that we just did.
Okay, let me pause this
What do
real
you
quick.
want me to